guys, thanks for watching. This video is going to be a recipe video on how to make raw vegan sandwiches. So the first thing you're going to need is half of a very ripe avocado. You're going to be mashing it with a spoon or a fork, and so you want it to be really ripe so it can be easy. You're going to get about a handful of cilantro, and this is organic. I already washed it beforehand. And so you're going to mix the avocado. I'm using a spoon here, but I eventually use a fork to kind of mash it all up. And so the next thing you're going to be adding is parsley, and this is optional, but I like the taste with parsley, and I just use about a pinch of fresh parsley, and it's organic, and I've already washed it beforehand. And so if you follow me, you know that I do like things pretty sour. So the next thing you're going to be adding is a lemon. And if you don't like things that sour, you don't have to add a whole lemon. You can just use the juice of half of a lemon or half a lime. And the lime would actually be a little bit less sour than the lemon that I'm adding. And so I'm just mashing it all up, and then that's what it's going to look like when you're done. And so the next thing is about half of a tomato. Right here I'm using an organic Roma tomato, and I'm trying to get the slices as thin as I can, but I kind of have an old knife, so it's a little bit hard. So if you can get them a little bit thinner, or if you want to use like a mandolin to just kind of slice really thin slices of tomato, you can do that as well. And so this next part is optional. I'm using a mushroom. This is a bella mushroom, I'm pretty sure. And I washed it already, and I'm just cutting it into thin slices. If you don't want to use a mushroom, you can use possibly a radish or slices of bell pepper. It's up to you. So the bread of the sandwich is going to be a cucumber, and this is an English cucumber. And as you can see, it is very large. You can use a normal size cucumber. It's up to you. If you want to eat multiple sandwiches, just eat until you're full. This is all raw food, so no harm done. So you're going to be cutting it so that you can make it more into a sandwich. If you want to cut it a little bit thinner, you can. It's just up to you. I don't really mind the thickness of the cucumber because I love cucumber. So I'm going to be adding a cashew cheese, and it's kind of like having cream cheese on your sandwich, and I'll put a link of the recipe that I used for the cashew cheese. It is not my own recipe. The only thing I did differently was that I added chives, and I used apple cider vinegar instead of wine with the cheese. And so on the other cucumber, you're going to be adding the avocado dip, and you can put as much as you want. Keep in mind, if you put a little bit too much, it's going to make the sandwich kind of slide a little bit, and so you'll have a mess, but it'll be a delicious mess. So if you watched my last video, you saw how I pulsed these carrots. You can also use shredded carrots as well. It's up to you. And so now I'm building my sandwich. So I'm adding my mushrooms, and I'm pressing them down on the cashew cheese. And then I'm going to add my tomatoes, and you don't want any double layers. You just want a single layer, or the sandwich will be a little bit too big to take a bite of. And now I'm going to be adding sprouts, and these are alfalfa sprouts. If you don't want to use sprouts, you can just use lettuce. It's up to you. And I'm putting a little bit more of the avocado dip in on top of the sprouts just to have a little bit of an adhesive so the sandwich stays together. And so there you go, guys. That is the finished sandwich. And so before I eat my sandwich, I like to add a little bit of pink salt or Himalayan salt and pepper on top of my tomatoes. And I also add a little bit of raw onion. If you don't like raw onion because you think that it is a little bit too pungent for your taste, then you can omit that. And if you want a little bit of a smaller sandwich, you don't like the idea of having a big sandwich full of vegetables, you can also make these really, really small cucumber sandwiches. And this is done. I still peeled the cucumber and I cut it into slices, and then I put the cashew cheese on one side, a tomato, and then I put the avocado dip on the other side, and these made really, really cute sandwiches. They were totally delicious. I topped it with salt and pepper, and I was done. So quick update, guys, I've lost 3.5 pounds. It's been less than 4 days. I feel great on this raw food diet. I can't wait to give you the results after the week is over. I hope everyone has a blessed day.